Welcome everybody to the Opal Cave. We got that Mintabie in that I showed you in the video or two ago, and so we're going to cut some Mintabie. Now, many of you know Mintabie material, some of you may not. Mintabie is a little bit different than some of the other fields. They've been selling opal out of Mintabie for a while, but it's in a sandstone that made it a little bit harder to mine, so it wasn't until they could get heavy equipment in there to start mining it in like probably the early 80s, to start mining it heavily, and it was very nice opal. I believe in 2018 they shut the town down because it was a massive hive of crime and everything else from what I've heard and read. So mining activities can continue in the Mintabie area till I believe 2027. However, you can't live in the township and you can't, I believe, take mechanized equipment out there. So any mining that is happening is very small scale, limited to like hand tools and stuff like that. And so there's not a lot of mining going on. So most of the Mintabie material that you see is old stock that's been sitting around. It's usually sitting around for one of two reasons. One, it was very low grade and not worth selling because it was cracky or not very bright or whatever, or it was super high grade and people kept it as their own personal stashes. So if you buy Mintabie, know that going in, you're most likely buying old stuff that wasn't quite good enough to sell in the day back when they had a lot of the good stuff around. That doesn't mean that you can't pick up some really nice, fun to cut Mintabie. It's very cracky. If you saw the other video where I got this parcel, one of the pieces had broke in half in shipping. Two of the other ones, when I picked them up and gave a little bit of pressure, they snapped right in half. This stuff is fractured all to pieces. You have to understand that going in. You might buy a piece of Mintabie that's an ounce in size, and you might cut a handful of 1 carat stones out of that if you're lucky, because it's going to break up into smaller sections. I don't know if it's because it was in such a hard host rock that the mining process fractured the color bars, the seams as they were mining them, or if it just is the nature of it. Maybe it obviously when it grinds it's harder, and harder probably makes it more brittle and more prone to crack. Now we got a couple of decent pieces here. I bought this parcel. I think I have one more parcel coming. This is what I would call kind of mid-grade Mintabie. I will give you this warning. If you see somebody selling Mintabie and they say Facebook is lowering quality and that's why you can't see color in it, I wouldn't buy from that person. Facebook doesn't have ultra 4K video quality, that is true. But stuff that has color shows perfectly fine on Facebook or any other platform, YouTube, Messenger. If you can't see color in it, it's not because the platform is lowering the quality. It's because the color isn't there or the seller didn't show it in the right lighting to show it. But red flag, if the color was there, it's not that hard to get it to show when you're used to getting it to show. So that said, let's look at the color we have in these pieces. Here are our Mintabie pieces. I picked two that have less cracking, where we have some chance of cutting a larger stone. Big red color bar there, as opposed to this one that has a, actually I picked two that had, I might have picked the two best stones in the whole parcel to cut right now. This one was probably the one that I saw that convinced me to buy the piece. I think that piece right there has some potential to cut something nice. When you see that these angled fractures in a color bar, you're going to lose a little bit of this side and a little bit of this side because of those angles, so take that into account. One of the characteristics you can always tell Mintabie, you can usually tell Mintabie because it always has this sandstone matrix on the top, the host rock that it was in. It always seems to have a little bit of that sandstone on the top, and that makes Mintabie fairly easy to spot because most other opal's not going to have that. But look at that color bar. This one is by far, I would say this one is at least twice as bright as any of the other pieces in the parcel. This one right here has, now a lot of it has this, see that red color bar, that razor paper thin color bar that goes right there? That's what most of the rest of it is. And it's almost a blessing that this stuff's going to break up into smaller pieces. Now we have a thicker color bar here that we're hoping to get into, but some of the other stuff only has that thin color bar right there. And you got to be careful, and you're not going to probably be able to cut larger stones from it because it never runs. Even right here you can see that color bar, see it goes up and down and back up, that right there. When the undulation of the color bar is greater than the thickness of the color bar, you can't cut a stone. You could cut a stone from there to there and face it upside down to where the dome of the curve of the color bar was your dome if you were exceedingly careful. But it's tricky work, tricky work, and the smaller the stone is, the more likely you are to have luck. But see that color right there? I don't know if that color goes, I see some of it right there. We're hoping it goes all the way around this, but let's go into here and start looking at what we're dealing with. This is where our diamond wheel will come in handy, because we want to move some material real quick and see where our color bar is, how it comes around. It's red, I just don't know how bright it is, and it's almost like we need to take that piece off there, right there, and cut a small stone, because that right there, it's not connected to anything. You wouldn't be able to do much with that. I don't really see the red here with any brightness at all. It's there, I guess it's there. It's easier to see if I look at the camera than if I'm looking, but it is there. Does it face better from this side or from this side? Hard to say. But we kind of know where our color bar, look at that red one, that red one right there is fascinating. If we went in from this side, we could peek at that one. All of this right here is just sand. We're still about 2 mils above the color bar, hoping that the sand comes out before the color bar gets hit, but now we're only about 1 millimeter above the color bar. See it right there, about 1 millimeter below. I don't think the sand's going to come out before we get down to that. It's starting to come through that face right there though. We're right on the color bar right there. Alright, now let's go in from this side and see what we have. This is harder than that sand, this side right here. That's hard enough if you needed to, you could leave it for a base. See the chip pop off right there? There's your Mintabie. One to go in the chip jar. Oh! We should make this video the video for the giveaway on the chip jar. I'll go do some research and figure out the winners from the comments on the 3rd time's a charm video, announce them at the end of this video, and I'll put my email address in the description of this video to reach out to me. I'll probably do a few winners. There's another break. Maybe that one's solid enough. Probably do a few winners, and then the first person to everybody that sees the next video, saw that they were winner, reaches out to me, I'll get those shipped out. Try to get them out before I go on the cruise next week. Got a phone call. I'm not seeing that color pop up through like we were hoping on that one. See how low that sand is in there. We have a little bit of room, but I think we need to split that right at the sand and see if we can get something off the 2 sides, but it's not going to be bright. Let's look at this one that might be a little bit better. So we know that this has to come in. We know this needs to come in a little bit. material pretty much just melts away on this diamond wheel. Okay. Set ourselves up for a little cushion cut here if we can. That color really wedges down on this side right here. Okay, that should be far enough. Let's go on the top, see what we got. I'm very carefully placing pressure exactly where I want it to cut, and very, very, very minimal pressure, like ounces of pressure. If you've ever shot a gun that had a trigger measured in the ounces, you'd know what I mean. This one looks like it could face nice if the sand comes out before we get to the bottom of the color bar on this top side. And if we look at it closely, it looks like there's color underneath the sand, making it theoretically possible. We're hoping that it's much thinner toward the middle and it'll come out before that point. You always hate to have the sand right in the middle because that's where you really want it to be the tallest point in your stone. Ooh, look at that red. Look at that red right there, right there. Boom. Okay, I think we can roll part of that out. Some of it might need to go away. Our proportions are a little bit off, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Really don't want a super long skinny stone, so I'm picking, we got this problem right here. I'm going to take a little bit more off this side to get our proportions more in line. I need to start making my own silver settings, because you could make a beautiful ring stone out of that. It just would be hard to get a semi-mount with it being kind of an oddball size, since currently I don't make my own. By the time we get this shape refined, it might be smaller anyway, so there we go. Okay, I think we're ready to dop that up. Go finish going through the skin. That might turn out to be really nice. Really nice. If that one faces like that looks right there, the rest of the parcel, this is by far the king stone. The rest of the parcel is going to look more like this. There might be a stone or two hidden in there. You know, this is a smart seller if it was done deliberately, but I'm not going to be unhappy with whatever comes out of the rest of this parcel. This stone right here, I can't remember. It was, I mean, it's mid-grade. I probably paid, shoot, it seems like it was 400 carats. I didn't even pay $1 a carat for it, if that tells you. So this is, getting this one stone of this quality out of there is plenty reasonable to expect. If there's other stones that end up bringing me more value, then I think this parcel's a winner. I have another parcel from this same seller that should show up today that I think is another bit of Cooper Pedy, or another bit of Mintabie, and then some Cooper Pedy that he had for sale that I snagged, and he's been really good. Gary Davies, he's in, he's not in Australia or the US, he's obviously Australian by his accent, but he is in, where is he shipping from? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a different country. It's a little bit quicker shipping than from Australia, and he does buy and sell in Australian or American dollars, so you don't have that little, you know, little bit of a cushion. but he sells some higher and mid-grade stuff and even some low-grade stuff. Gary Davies, Facebook. I don't think he does lives. I think he just has parcels that he puts up, usually Lightning Ridge, Mintabie, Cooper PD, you know, 100 to 1,000 carats, and I think he's competitively priced. I think he's pretty good at telling you what it is and pricing it. You know, I've contacted him on about a few other parcels and just asking him, hey, why is this one like, because sometimes you can't tell the difference between low grade and mid grade, and even mid grade and top, well, top grade's pretty obvious, but I asked him, why is this parcel like 50 cents a carat and this one $2 a carat? And he just said, well, one's mid grade, one's you know, bargain price, and so take that into account. Gary Davies, I like this. I think this stone right here is going to get my money back. I can see that there's obviously some other stones in here that are going to be fun to cut. They might not be as bright as this one, but we're going to get some reds. And if we get another couple, one or two out of a parcel that are like this, then can't complain about that. Let me dop it up. Let's cut this one. We'll leave that other one out so the video doesn't get too long. Okay. Probably don't even need to be on this diamond mill anymore. It is too aggressive. Hold on. Quick slide over. I'm looking straight down on it, trying to make sure that I have right angles, 90-degree angles, that my long sides are parallel, my short sides are parallel. We're pretty darn close. Whenever you have to make an adjustment, you always try to make it on the side that you'd most likely like to, or that hurts the least to take it from. Let's see how much of this sand will roll out for us. We might have to come in some more. Out in the darkness, a fugitive running, falling from God, falling from grace. Notice we have a thickness difference here. I can fix that later. God be my witness, I never shall yield till we come face to face, till we come face to face. Now I noticed watching the last video where I did a cushion cut like this, the angle the camera has is right where my eyes should be, and I'm giving that up for you to have the best view. And so I noticed that I'm sometimes putting pressure on the right or the left. What I'm having to do is I'm having to look to see where I want to cut, and I'm basically cutting semi-blind. I can't quite see where I want to see, and trying to make the cut based on where my pressure is and that stuff. It's not ideal, but I don't have another way of getting you a good view, and I want to have you have a good view. So my cutting is much more precise when I can get my head positioned right where the camera is, down, overlooking down on my cut. And I hope that color starts popping through. It looks amazing. We're starting to get the sand out. Anyway, so watching the video, I'm like, oh, I can tell you're cutting a little bit on the right or a little bit on the left, and you were supposed to be cutting. And it's minuscule. I mean, you have to have a pretty good eye to see it and know what I was trying to do probably before you went in. But it's not a complaint. I'm just telling you. Some of you are probably very much better cutters than me, and you're going, why is it off camber, and why is he taking it off from that spot? Sometimes it's not what I'm trying to do. It's what ends up happening because I can't see what I'm doing. Come on, we need that sand to come out right there in the middle. Where's my little pointer? I like having a little pointer. Oh, it's right here. As you can see, we have this sand problem right here. And I think, I don't know. It's hard to say if it looks like there's color right there, but we're going to make a little bit more of an attempt. So what I'm trying to do is put equal pressure across that whole thing, and sometimes unknowingly I'm rolling to this side or this side and making my cut. Not quite, and it helps if I like cam off of a fixed point with my other hand down here. I can control it. I'm just walking you through what I'm doing and what I'm seeing, if that makes any sense. I definitely have more space to give on the side where I don't need it than where I do need it. See how I peeled off to the side there? I gotta make a couple of passes and fix it. So I don't think the black's gonna come out of that face. So we could cut it in half, in which case we shouldn't have taken off the ends here because I would have had two nice earring pieces. Or we can live with it. But I think for the moment we're going to live with it, just to see how the stone turns out, and then we can always cut it after. I'm just going to dome it just a little bit more. Then we'll take it to the finishing wheel, polish it up, see what we end up. I feel like we still have a little bit of the skin on top of the color, I'm hoping. I want that cloud to come off and let that color pop like the stone we cut last night, the two stones. And that might just be the bane of the existence of this gray stuff, is that there's just always seems to be a gray cloud, a milkiness over it. Kind of got a sprinkle of stuff right there. Looks to me like the best. I mean, look, right, that color is blue and red right there in that corner. It is there, it just doesn't hit when the rest of it hits. That inclusion's in there. I don't know. I might see if that'll set in the ring stone where you can kind of minimize that. That's a beautiful stone, beautiful color. What would you do? Would you cut it in half, make a pair of small earrings, kind of rectangle earrings? Would you just leave it and let it be kind of a picture stone with the flaw in that side? Because I think if that color pops like it does, I would wear that ring. Even with that dadgum black glob in there. It would be black. Okay, I'm hoping that, keep hoping that we'll get that gray off of it. I just love, that's my favorite, I mean, that's my favorite. Look at the red, good night. You pay $100 extra for a stone when it has that color on the face. At any of the auctions, if you ever see that color on the side, on the face, that stone's $100 more just because of that. The person selling it's gonna be like, see that red? See how that's gonna face? And trust me, that one's not going out for under 100. It is desirable. I'm going to take a little bit of the corners off so we don't have sharp edges there. bit to take the edges off of the 4 angles that I was cutting in. So right after this, don't forget, I'm going to go in there and see who commented on the third time's a charm cut, the video you were supposed to go comment on. I'll pick, you know, 2 or 3 winners from there. You'll get the 160 carat parcel that I've already separated out. We'll get a couple more parcels going. You know, we're going to throw in the Lightning Ridge piece from last night, the one that has some sand in it that might cut something or might not, but it has this quality of color, just thinner. Let me polish this one. I'll show you how it finished up, and we'll go weigh it, and then we'll figure out who the winners are. Well, here's your Mintabie for you. Here is your Mintabie for you. We cracked right there. Can't see it sometimes till you polish it and get it dry. But right there, we have a crack. And here's the thing I've noticed. Cracks don't stop where they're at, they keep going. If we cut it out now, and it is, fortunately, it's in the corner that has the least amount of color. I think we cut it out now and try to nip it in the bud. Let me do that real quick. Alright, that's what we came up with right there. I got rid of the corner that had the crack. Hopefully we've eliminated the crack. That's still kind of there on the edge, but we kept the best color. And we might finally have something that'll fit in this little pendant that we've tried repeatedly to fit. Maybe, I'm not sure. But we're ready to polish it and look and see what we ended up with. It's always a little bit disappointing to have to get cut again after you think it's done, but when you buy Mintabie, plan on cracks. When you buy any opal, plan on cracks. But Mintabie, plan on. It 10 times. Sorry, I'm just trying to give you a look at it while I'm out in the sunlight, because this type of color usually likes the sunlight. Look at the red. Good night. I think, as near as I can tell, we got all the crack out. Apologize all the dropping. This one, I don't know why this Mintabie is exceptionally slippery. All stones are slippery when they're polished. This one's like holding a greased marble. There, I'll just show you. There it is on the ground. Can you see it from the ground? Okay, we'll go weigh it, and then we'll figure out who the winners are and announce them. Look for my email address in the description section of this video. If you're a winner, reach out to me via email so I can get your shipping. We'll do as many as I think is fun. It'll depend on the comments. This one is only kind of at random. I'm going to pick the comments of the people that I think will enjoy the parcel and you know, engaged with the video on that stuff, and there'll be more, but you can tell I just like looking at this color. I don't get a whole lot of reds, that purplish or that pinkish red. It's a stunner. All right, couple of the good ones. Let's see, what do you think? I think we'd have been over 2 carats before I had to cut it because of the cracking. And I think we're 1.5 carats maybe. Oh, gotta turn it on. Works better when it's on. I don't know if you guys know that, but it says so in the instructions. 1.52, pretty close. Well, right on. Okay, let's look at the winners. Also, I'll just say this really quick. This is the 160 carats that I pulled out for the original winner. If you get it in an envelope that has stuff writing on it, that's because I have a lot of these envelopes and I'm just reusing them. This isn't a $100 or 50 carat handy. I guarantee it, I see chips like this sell for $2 a carat on almost every auction I go on. And this is 160 carats, but that's why there's writing on it. That means nothing when you get it. Okay, time to pick some winners here. There's, how many comments is there? There's 47 comments. Thank you. You guys are awesome. And this is only kind of random. I'm kind of just scrolling through here and picking out the comments that I think this person would have liked to have some stuff from the chip jar. It wouldn't be for everybody, but there's going to be color in it, and it might be fun, and you might be able to do some inlay or something like that. I think you'll have fun with it, especially those that say you would. So here's one right here. Let's see. I'm making an inlay ring for my son, and I could use the chips. We are enjoying the content and your honesty. The rough format is enjoyable. Hey, someone that enjoys the fact that I don't know how to edit videos. Rattler Ant. The email address to contact me will be in the description right here. Rattler Ant. You'll get that 160 carat parcel that I laid out the other day. The initial one. I'll have to remember these. I'll have to go back and watch this video to remember who gets them. Here we go. Heather Macari 8223. These are like all strung out. Heather Macari 8223. Guns N' Roses and Opal, a man after my own heart. Chip jar goodies. Heather, you're getting some just email address. Now you guys got, I haven't checked yet to make sure you guys are subscribed. You better hurry up and subscribe if you haven't. But share, comment on the videos, like, we'll keep doing stuff like this. So there's two. Heather Macari 8223. Email me. Let's see. There was another one here. Simple one. Let's do this one. Jenny Stone 421. Chip jar, love opals. There you go. At least 100 carats. I'm just going to pour till I hit 100 and put a little bit more. Try to make sure I see at least something good in them. There for you. Jenny Stone 421. So I can remember. Let's pick one more. I bet you there's enough we could do 5. Here's one that I can't pass up. This person is my biggest fan. Loves my singing voice. Supports me in everything that I do. Third Cut is a Charm is a catchy title. I'd like to be in the drawing for the jar pieces. All the kind and complimentary comments I make should count in my favor with regard to this. Mass Jab Death 2025. You're getting some chips. If you know, you know. But Mass Jab Death, you're on the list. Email me your address, your contact information. We'll get in touch. I'll send you something. And I want to do one more here. Let's see. Hold on, let me find another good one. All right, I found another good one here. It just says, I absolutely love opals. Katrina Inman, 2471. Katrina Inman, 2471. Email me your shipping address, and I'll get the shipped out to you. Since you absolutely love opals, I want to make sure, if I can find them. I have 2 of the glass vials that you can put chips in and wear them as a necklace. If I can find one, I'll throw one in there, and you get it. So I won't be able to remember to go down all those. You'll have to go back and watch them. I'll have to go back and watch them to remember who I gave them to. So that was, I believe, 5 winners. There will be at least 500 carats in that jar left, I'm sure. We'll just split it up, and then we'll keep doing giveaways. I appreciate all your support. Like and subscribe. I'm racing to 1,000, and we're making good progress. It's getting funner and funner. The more people that comment and watch the videos, the funner it is for me to create the content. I put in quite a bit of effort and a lot of capital outlay to put videos out like this. There's a lot of downs, and the ups are absolutely amazing, and I appreciate. I just like going on this journey with people that have fun on the journey as well. That's all it's about. And I love to just put out positive, good things. That's unfortunately not always what I get to do, but thanks for being here. Those are the winners. Comment or find my email address to reach out to me, and then if some of these people don't see this video because they weren't paying attention and they don't claim it in like a week, I'll give away more from the comments on this video for anybody that doesn't claim the prizes. Thank you.